Okay, let's talk about the movie Furies, which we actually got the chance to see at South by Southwest. This movie will actually be coming to Netflix this week on March 23rd, so you can definitely check it out then. And something I learned while I was over there is this is actually a prequel sequel to the movie Fury, which came out in 2019, which I haven't seen, but I definitely will be seeing it this week. And let me tell you, going into this movie, I feel like I didn't need to watch that first movie, but I feel like if you watch the first movie and go into this, there might be some Easter eggs and stuff that you're going to definitely pick up here and there. So definitely one to check out if you want to check out this movie is Fury. But I will say, sensitivity warning, warning, whatever it is, dealing with some very hard material here that might definitely be triggering to some. So just fair warning right there. But let's get into Furies 2023 at South by Southwest. Now this movie is directed by Veronica No, and apparently the first Fury was one of the highest grossing, if not the highest grossing film in Vietnam. So this is another movie that I think is going to do pretty good. So in this movie, you're dealing with an orphan who has lost their mother. They're going through the streets and everything, and they're dealing with a lot of stuff, a lot of crime, a lot of men trying to take power over them. And there's so much here that is too much for like a teenager to handle until she meets a woman who tells her like, hey, I can give you a better life, but you're going to have to come with me, join my little group, and pretty much fight. And in this fight, we're going to take down these crime bosses that have given so much violence towards women, and they just keep on filling the streets with crime. And so that's basic synopsis right there. She joins this group and tries to help them in what they're doing. And I won't give any more spoilers because there's a lot of twists and turns throughout. Let's go ahead and talk about what I thought was most impressive in this film, and that's the visuals here that were very striking, very cinematic, and they felt like you were almost ripping them off of a graphic novel, which I really did enjoy. There's a lot of action here. Almost, I would compare it to a John Wick movie with the action here that goes from set piece to set piece, multiple henchmen, all of that stuff. And it is visually striking, like I said. There is so many color palettes going on at the same time, a lot of different camera work as well here, and a lot of very different approaches when it comes to action movies that you generally don't see in the West. And it is something that I thought was very interesting and very cool to see as well. So that was one of the very much so like highlights I had from the movie at the end, that I was like, I need to talk about these things when I go and make the reviews for this movie, because it was just so great to see on the big screen, and I enjoyed it for that. So there's definitely a lot to enjoy from that. So another thing that I did enjoy from this movie, I think, was the performances that were very good as well. All of these four main actresses we have in here did a tremendous job with the different personalities that each character has. I think that they had so much chemistry as well together when those scenes were there, especially a lot of the bonding moments that were throughout the whole movie. I think that they were done in a very great way that makes us really connect with these characters and really have these feelings for them as we get further into the darker stuff that does happen here. And like I said, the action scenes here are definitely ones to see. And a very fast-paced action can generally get a little bit too much at times if it's not shot well, but here I think they give a lot of room for this to breathe, where it's not too many of the fast, quick-paced action scenes that we generally see in some action movies that can get a little nauseating and dizzying to keep seeing over and over, because there's going to be a lot of it in this movie. So I was kind of worried that they would do too much of it, but I think they balanced it very well and gave it a lot of artistic expression and freedom to do something that felt a little bit more different than just your regular action movie. So that was definitely a lot of plus for this as well. The story in itself also, I think the twists and turns are some of the things that are going to be the highlights for the movie, because I was thinking of my own twists and turns when I first went into this and was surprised in the good way that they didn't generally follow what I thought was going to be followed here. And so I thought that was definitely something that was done right for sure. If I only have a little bit of gripes here and there with the movie, it would probably be that some of the stuff in here felt a little bit too much like a video game, and some of the stuff here that did feel like a video game as well was a highlight of it. But when it came down to sort of like, we need to beat this boss and this boss and this boss and this boss, it felt kind of like we were sort of going like through a video game of sorts. Some of the CGI as well in one particular scene was a little bit too much, where it was like, okay, we kind of get it, but I thought that it was kind of cool at first, but then it went on for a little bit too long, and so I was just like, well, it's a little too long to be doing this, because it was kind of cool at first when it was happening and stuff like that, but as it dragged on a bit longer, it was just like, well, can we move on? But overall, I still think that this is definitely one of the highlights of South by Southwest. One of my favorite movies I've watched this year as well. Like I said, it has so much style going on for it. It is definitely great cast, ensemble, and everything here did an amazing job. The music in here as well, the needle drops that came here definitely had me wanting to go on Shazam to find out all of these songs as well. And like I said, this is a prequel sequel, I think, to the movie Fury, and I will definitely be looking into that movie, but I hope to see more of this franchise. I think it has that sort of appeal to become a John Wick-esque type action franchise. Definitely do get a lot of similarities from that movie in here, and I definitely do think that this has a lot of potential as well, because it is done so well, and I hope to see more of this ensemble as well as this director and this franchise in the upcoming future. But let me know your thoughts and your opinions on the movie Furies if you've watched it. If you've watched the first one, which is Fury, let me know as well your thoughts and opinions on that one, if you enjoyed it or not. I will definitely be going into looking at that movie this week, and I will give a review for you as well this week. But check out our other reviews, our other videos as well. We got a lot of them coming this week. I think this week we're about to get like 30 videos from me, because we got a lot to cover from South by Southwest. Check out our beef review if you haven't already. Check out our Swarm review as well. You can also check out our review that we have for Evil Dead, which we got the chance to see at South by Southwest, as well as I will be uploading the Q&A from that night as well on here on the channel, probably tonight. So make sure you check that out, and don't forget to subscribe. We are on the road to 30,000 subscribers, less than 3,000 to go. Make sure you turn that notification bell so you know when these videos drop, and let me know what else you want me to cover as well here. We're going to be covering some different stuff that we saw at South by Southwest, not just movie stuff, but we're going to be experimenting with talking about music as well as experiences. We've already done that a little bit here and there, but we're definitely going to be starting that more in a schedule, and that's definitely going to be a big thing going into this year that we're going to be doing. So you're not just getting the movie stuff from me or TV shows, you're getting the music, more experiences, video games, things like that. We're trying to expand this out a little bit more, and we got some pretty exciting announcements coming this summer, so we're definitely excited to keep expanding and becoming more of the place you come to for all your pop culture stuff, which we do on our website. So go check it out, www.culturalelixir.com, as well as our social media pages. Twitter is at Culture Elixir, TikTok is at Culture Elixir, Instagram is at the Culture Elixir. We also have a Facebook and all that stuff. So don't miss out on any of that. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share. I'll see all of you next time. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on Fury and Furies if you've seen them. And as always, stay safe, stay positive.